Hi, friends. This is episode number 203 of eBay the Right Way. Today's date is February 5th, 2025. My guest today is Jomirah in California. And I have a special shout out this week. I want to recognize who might just be my youngest listener, Saul, who is 6 years old. Thank you for listening with your mom every week, Saul. I hear that you help your mom with her eBay business in different ways, and she really appreciates you. Keep doing what you're doing, and you will be a successful eBay seller one day, too. Okay, now let's go to the chat with Saul's mom, Jomirah.
Hello, listeners. Welcome back. I have Jomirah with us today, and you might remember her amazing sale on the group of the Mahjong set, which we will talk about. So, good morning, Jomirah, and tell us where you're located.
Good morning, Suzanne. I'm located in Los Angeles, California, in San Fernando Valley. Yeah.
Okay, and we had scheduled this for a couple weeks ago, but the fires started happening around you. And do you want to give us a little bit of a recap about what you experienced during that?
Yes, it was really crazy. Like it started with, of course, the wind. We get that wind here, and it's like we know already if there's a wind, there might fire that will start. So which is normally that's what happened. But this one was really like it was really blowing so hard, like early in the morning until late at night until the next day. Um, it was like we lost our power, so we didn't had like some of my friends were like, "Hey, are you okay?" And it's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." It's like they're telling me it's like there's a fire. I'm like, I didn't know about the fire until the next day when we went to the hotel because we didn't have electricity, so we have to like go to the hotel, and that's everything sink in. Like there's it's not just a fire from like usually the fire starts at the mountains and there's not too much houses, but this one is, yeah, it was, we were horrified when we saw how big was it. And it was not just one, it was like two, three, and small fire starts in other places. So it was really scary.
I bet being in the middle of all that just terrifying.
Yeah. And it was really fast. It's like there are people that really didn't had time to like took them like after the announcement or like the alert, it's like took them like less than an hour to get out of their house.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just grab what you can and grab your pets and get out.
exactly, exactly.
But you said they're not near you, it's just the smoke.
It's just the smoke. You can see when we were driving home, you can see the smoke from different places. So you know that it's still near you and you're just on alert. There was one that was near, but it was contained really fast. So it's like, I was like, oh, okay, we're good. But going to work the next day and knowing that there's so much fire going on was like, uh, you can't really like concentrate working because you're like,
Right.
I don't want to be here at work. I want to be at home with my family, but I have to go to work.
And what is your regular job?
Oh, I'm a nurse. I work in urgent care.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we have to go.
Okay. Okay. Good. Very good. Nurses are underappreciated, but I appreciate them.
Thank you so much. It's
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun. It's like it makes me really like appreciate things and think about things and especially life, and um I love helping people. So
Very good. Yeah. Good. Now you have a family. So who is in your household?
it's just me and my husband. And oh no, I have a kid. I forgot I have a kid.
Yeah, because you said you had to get your child off to school before we could have our Zoom call. He says they're at school, so you forgot about them.
I know. And he was the one that's like was telling me every time I take him to school, I have your podcast, right?
Oh, great.
And he said, Mom, I wish one day you will be interviewed in that podcast. And I was like, I don't think so. And then when I told him, it's like, I think, it's going to happen. It's like, take it, Mom, please. You have to do this. It's like, okay.
And how old is he?
He's 6 years old, turning 7.
Oh, just 6 years old. Okay. So when this comes out, did you tell him you're going to be on?
Yes, it was so not upset, but he felt really down because I told him we were gonna do it last week or something like.
Right.
And I told him no, we have to cancel it, and it's like, oh no, he was feeling so down, and then I forgot to tell him it's like we're gonna do it today.
You shouldn't tell him. You should just when it comes out, just turn on the radio or the your whatever, your phone or whatever you're listening to it, and just there you are.
I know, that's a good idea. Definitely.
And let him be surprised.
Yes, I wonder if he will recognize my voice.
Well, I mean, we say your name at the beginning, so there's
oh yeah,
you have pretty unique names, so.
He calls me Joey.
Okay.
Yeah, he calls me Joey. It's like,
that's funny.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like every time he introduced me, this is Joey, my mom.
Oh, that's funny. So, okay, well, let's get into what brought you to eBay. How did you get started?
Well, I had eBay. My eBay account was since 2004. Yeah, I had it for a long time, but I used to just buy from eBay. I never thought of like really selling it in that platform. And again, when I had the kid, the plan was for me to work 2 jobs and have my husband take care of the kid. But once I had the kid, I'm like, no, it's not gonna happen. I want to be with him. And so I had to cut down my hours from working 16 hours a day to 20 a week. So it was really like, I'm not used to not working. I'm not used to just being at home. And I was trying to figure it out, what to do, like to make money. And I was like looking and checking. I checked Amazon. It's like, I'm not gonna put that amount of money for an investment. It's crazy. Then I was like thinking of like, okay, maybe I can do an import business. I can import from I'm from the Philippines. So
okay,
I was thinking, okay, maybe I can import something from the Philippines. I don't think that's gonna happen also. And then I found your podcast. I found actually it's the YouTube.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
All the what sold videos.
First it was I was doing research for how to sell on eBay. And then I found you, and then I got the courses. So I started first with clothes. So it's so funny. It's like I took my husband to Ross, and it's like, okay, just find the cheapest clothes that you can that we can find, and I'll flip it. It was like, oh, it's so crazy. And really early that I found out that I really don't like clothes.
Right, they are a lot of work.
Yeah, and plus you really have to find one that is like good return, like really good brand and good return. So that didn't work, and then I took my mom with my baby to this estate sale. So that
Mhm.
was my first time to go, and then I'm like, okay, I can buy stuff, and I was just grabbing things that I think will um have a good return of investment. So
Right.
yeah, so that's how it started.
Well, yeah, most people do start small with testing the waters and learning the process. And then as you get more comfortable, you graduate to higher dollar items, which you do sell some very expensive items.
Yeah, I think it goes from, you start from small stuff. I do started with like selling my son's stuff also, and whatever I have at home. But we really we live in a modest we live modestly, like we don't have high ticket items.
Right.
I don't buy expensive clothes or those things. So it started with just selling what he's not my son, what he's not using anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband, what he's a musician, so what he doesn't use or those things. Then afterwards, yeah, I started doing estate sale, garage sale, and afterwards just learning from experience, and of course listening to you know people like you guys that has more knowledge. And there you go.
Right. Well, let's talk about that mahjong set. I love how you did the photo for that.
Oh, thank
Kind of
you.
had the racks were kind of crossed in the case, and it was just a very striking and beautiful way to photograph it.
So I check the comps for things, and if I see that it's a high dollar or high ticket item, I like what you said, just photograph it really nicely and everything, because of course I don't want to return or anything like that.
Right.
So I know already that it's like, oh, it's a good one, and so I really like take time, photograph it and those things. But that day is like I was supposed to not work until later. So I already have the everything set up, photograph and those things, and I just have to do the listing. And I was like, my supervisor called, "Can you come in already?" It's like, no, give me like an hour to get ready. So I was in a hurry to like fix everything, do the listing, and of course the description. And I was like, okay, I priced it first for like 500, and like, um well, I can always bring it down if it does. So I priced it 500, then put it up to 750. I'm like, okay, if it doesn't get sold for 750, I can always go down.
Mm-hmm.
That was my thinking. I went to shower, and I came out of the shower, and then there's a sale. I was like, what? It's like got
Really? It sold in just a few minutes?
I checked how long from the time that I listed it, from the time it got sold, it was 6 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
I was so like, I shouldn't have answered my supervisor. I should have just made more time and completing it, and making sure it's like I'm pricing it like, higher than 750. But I'm like, okay, it's like Suzanne, like what she said, there must be somebody has that, alert for it. And it's like, okay, it's fine. So yeah,
It
that's the
sold for $750 in 6 minutes.
yes.
Now, where did you get that?
I got it from Facebook Marketplace.
Okay.
I I got two, like that one and another mahjong set that is made of bones and bamboo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So again, I took my son to his tumbling class, and I was just waiting for him. And of course, it's like while waiting, I just went to Facebook and I messaged the guy and I said, I want the other one, the one with the bamboo and bones. And then I checked his listing. He had that one. So I messaged him again. I said, I want both. Can I have
Mhm.
both of it? And he said, well, when can you get it? I have a lot of messages. And
Okay.
yeah, I said, I'm just finishing this and we'll go get it. So
Okay.
so the guy told me, it's like, so I asked him, it's like, so why are you parting with this? It's like, yeah, I had it for a long time, but I don't have friends anymore that want to play with me.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Don't worry, I'll take good care of it.
how much did he charge for it?
So it was, I paid for both of it for $85.
You are kidding. I
So
thought you
the
were going to say 2 or 300.
no,
85, so 40 something dollars for each one, each
yeah,
set.
the um that one that got sold at 750, I paid for $60.
Uh-huh.
Then the other one was, is it 25, something like that. Yeah.
Wow, what an investment. What a
I,
return on investment, not just the amount of money, but the time that
I
you
know.
only
It's
had that in your possession a short time and you just flipped it for over 10 times what you paid.
yeah, it took me maybe like a month to post it because I just do things when really when I'm off and when the kid is in school. That's my time to really do things, take pictures or do stuff really for eBay. So
Mhm.
that's why this is a really very, for me it's a very good side hustle because again it's like I can do it whenever I want it. it it's it's not like I have to do it like first before eBay. I was like thinking, okay, maybe I can just do a VA, be a VA for somebody, work at home.
Mhm.
But I'm like, no, I want to be my own boss. I want my own hours. I want to do things on my own time. And if I want to spend time with my family, as I can do it. I don't have to answer for anybody. That's why I'm so grateful for eBay because
Mhm.
I can do I can do it whenever I want to do it. I can do it wherever I want to do it.
Mhm.
So
Well, and when you said be a VA, like a virtual assistant
yeah.
for somebody else, I've come at the eBay business from every angle in my, well, this will be my 22nd year. Whew,
Wow.
we feel old, but no, it's a career path for me. And um, I do get the most enjoyment and fulfillment out of the treasure hunting and then selling the item and then getting the happy feedback. It's the whole process. I like to bring the whole thing full circle. And it's not the same when you're doing work for somebody else. I've done consignment, which is fine. I have nothing against that. If it works for you, great. But it's just the whole process of, you know, finding that item in a pile of junk at the thrift store and you bring it home and maybe you clean it up. I don't mind that part, cleaning things and making them look presentable for the photos. I really like that part because I feel like I'm rescuing things. And
Exactly.
you put it out there and then it sells, and sometimes it takes 2 years to sell, but eventually it gets into the right person's hands, and it's just the whole process that I enjoy.
Yeah.
So I see what you're saying when you just don't want to work for somebody else. At your home business, obviously with your medical career, that's different. But your home business, yeah, you can be in charge of all of it. And
Yes.
so our successes are our successes, and then our failures, we own our failures too, but they're not really failures. It's just like learning and, oh, I'm not going to do that again. Move on.
Yes. That's right. It's like I have a saying like if you want to do it right, do it yourself.
Exactly. That goes for a lot of things in life, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
It's like you cannot blame anybody else except yourself. It's like, oh, and then of course when you make a mistake, it's a learning for you to like, okay, I'm not gonna do that again.
Right. Or I didn't really enjoy doing that. I think I'll skip that. I've been experimenting with all kinds of things on online auctions and just things that I'm never found in thrift stores. So one of them was some vintage linens like handkerchiefs and napkins and dresser scarves and all that. And it's like, oh, those would be so pretty and fun to work with. Well, I went overboard with cleaning them with, OxyClean and then ironing them and then setting up the photo. And I'm like, that's a lot of work. They're pretty to work with. And then like Barbie clothing, it's just too small. I don't, it's too small for me. Some people love it and that's great. So, and it's very profitable, but I did that once and I'm like, I didn't really enjoy it. So keep
Yes.
looking for the things that I really enjoy working with because, the world is our oyster. We can pick anything we want.
Yeah, that's the good thing with eBay. It's like you can just do whatever you want, whichever makes you happy. For me, it's like I want to take picture of things that makes me happy. Of course,
Mhm.
I like the profit from it also because
Right.
but it's like I like to see things that's like, oh, this is pretty, and then find out that it's like, oh my, that's really like brings a big ROI. So it's nice to have both.
Right, right. Well, let's talk about some other things you've sold.
Oh yeah, it's like, well, the thing that really got me hooked with reselling is, so I went to again an estate sale. This is during pandemic. Um yeah,
Okay.
I know. It's like people say it's like you're not supposed to go out, but I'm like I'm already exposed. Like I work,
Right. Yeah.
yeah. It's like I just have to make sure I wash my hands, have my mask and everything. So
Yeah, there was a lot of judgment during COVID when some things were open and some things were closed. And I just think nobody knew what to do. And
yeah,
and their objective was keeping everybody safe.
that,
So, our thrift stores did not close. I was living in Georgia. I went and
yeah.
I mean, if they're open, I mean, this is how I earn my living. I was going to
Ex-
go and I kind of, I did wear a mask and I was like, I hope I don't see anybody I know in here because I don't want to be judged, but this is how I earn my living.
I think it made me more bold to go out with a
Okay.
mask. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, they don't know me. They don't know me. It's like it's fine. It's like
Yeah. And you can wear the mask and some sunglasses and a hat and nobody's going to know it's you.
exactly. So back to that essay that I went and got some, they have this bin for free. There was like stockings, and so of course free. It's like I got it out from the free bin and I got other stuff from them. And then once when I check out, they said the free thing is $2. It's like fine, it's fine. I'm like, so I paid for everything and then I got home and checked the stockings, and it was like I think it was 3 pairs in a box. So I got 3 boxes of it, and it was the old Hanes stockings
Yeah.
with, yeah, with the green garter thingy.
Oh, okay.
And then so I went check the comps for it. It's like, oh my, it's a good, yeah, it's a good item to auction. So I went did an auction for it, and the hear of like the bidding coming in.
Yeah. Your phone was making all the dinging sounds.
Yeah. I was like, I keep on showing to my husband, and it's like, oh my, and it's like, just I did auction for like one box, and then the next box, and the next box, and each box sold like more than $100. So I can't remember how much is it, but for a stockings, really, it's it just made me like, oh, it's
Well,
like,
it's funny you say that, and I don't think this is a coincidence. I ordered a whole bunch of stuff from an online auction I just got the box a couple of days ago, and I was going through it this morning, and some of it is vintage lingerie, and there are those stockings in there, which I've never sold. And there are,
oh
it's the boxes don't match what's inside, so I think I'll sell the
yeah,
stockings and then sell the boxes separately, because just the boxes will sell because they're vintage.
yeah,
And I was like, oh, this is like Christmas, going through this box and finding all these things that I've never found in thrift stores. And
yeah.
you are talking about the very item I just looked at right before we got on this call.
It, it's just and also what I got from you, the bra.
Okay, bras, yes.
Yes, so lingerie is like, yeah, it does really sells. So I got, again, from an estate sale, a like bunches of bras.
Okay.
I'm like, oh yeah, I remember Suzanne said, it's a good it gives you a good ROI. So I'm like, okay. So I bought a bunch of it. It's like the big cup bras with no,
Oh, big sizes.
yeah,
Okay.
with no pads or those things. And it's beautiful. It's really, I can't remember the brand, but it's really nice, lacy bras. And so I got a lot of it, and I was like looking at it, it's like really looks brand new. But of course, when it's out of the bag, or it's like, that it's like, you're not sure if it's like brand new or not, but it looks brand new.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like thinking, did she alter it? Those things that starts going in my mind. I was like, whatever, I'll take pictures of it and then put it in my description. I'm not sure if it got altered or not. And it's like it was selling like hotcakes. It was like going really fast. Like,
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah, it's just so funny how, like, it's true. It's like Brock, and you can sell Brock.
Yeah, you can. Let's see. The brands I focus on are it's Wacol. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
WACOAL, and then Soma and Victoria's Secret. Even some of the Olga and Bally
Yes.
brand. Um, it just depends on how much I'm paying for it and what size it is and the style. And I like to sell the lacy ones, the real pretty ones. But then
Yeah.
just the basic like t-shirt bra that are minimizers, functional. Those sell well also.
Yeah. This one is like more on the lacy side, like really um beautiful, risque.
Oh, okay.
What, yeah, I don't know if I should say this, but it was like, it's amazing how I was thinking the market will go for bra will be female, but the one that was buying it were males. So I don't know.
Well, but you never know. It could just be a couple, a husband and wife, and the accounts in the husband's name.
Yeah, that's
You
what my
never know
husband
on
was
that.
telling me.
I sold something the other day. It was like a vintage Flexi's shaper thing,
Mm-hmm.
body shaper, and it went to what looked like a man's name in Las Vegas. So
Yeah.
is this going to be used in like a drag show? Is this what's happening? You always want to know, but I wasn't going to ask. I don't care.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Whatever you want to buy it for, that's fine. Your money's just as green as everybody else's. So
Exactly.
I'm not worried about that at all. But sometimes you'll see that on the lingerie, the vintage lingerie. It goes to what looks like a man's name, and okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like I like getting lingeries that are like big. And talking about lingeries, it's like I went back to my husband's mom still lives in Pennsylvania, so we went visit her, and there's Saint Viny's, I think.
Yeah, St. Vincent de Paul. It's a thrift store.
Yes,
Yes.
that's the one. So I told my husband, just drop me off, and then I'll call you when it's time to pick me up. Less than an hour, I called him back. I said, pick me up already. It's like, why? You already spent a lot of money. It's like, yeah, I did. I bought a bunch of uh panties.
Mm-hmm.
Size, it's size from size 9 to 12, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like really big panties. It's like, so what they did is they put it per pack. I think like per pack is like, sometimes it's 9 pieces of panties for $6, things like that. It depends on, I guess, I don't know how they were like pricing it, but it cost me maybe $90 for a lot of it, like a big bag of, like, the trash bag of panties. And it's like,
Okay.
so my mother-in-law was like, why, why are you buying big panties? I'm like, I'm gonna sell it. And they were looking at me like, okay. And I was just like, just just laughing what I'm doing. And then, so what I did is, when I got home here, I took pictures of it. First I was doing individually, and I'm like, it's so many that I'm like, okay, I'll just do a lot of three for $29. And sure enough, it's like sometimes when I wake up in the morning, there's $100 sale of just panties.
Oh, really?
And it's like, okay. Of course, of course, you always have a doubt of what you're doing, especially if it's the first, like, that's the first time I bought panties. And
Mm-hmm.
the bra, that's the first time I bought bras. But now I'm like, now I know what to get. And it's, so you're learning from experience. And so, which is really like, it's so much fun for me.
Good, good. Okay. That's a great story that you have to experiment with new products. You're not going to know. And we've talked about this before on the podcast that eBay learns what sells well in your store on your account.
Yes.
So it takes a while to get that traffic from the search. If you're just starting out selling something, you
Yes.
have to have a few sales, and then eBay, the algorithm says, oh, this item sells well in this store. And so it's just patience. Yeah.
Yeah, I do believe that, because, like I said, it's like you start putting in items which are the same. I was like, okay, it's not selling. But once gets sold, then there's the traffic of getting the same item sold. So I do believe that. That's why I like, I don't know if um what I do is like, I like buying stuff like same item. Like if it's like panties, I'm gonna like take picture of all the panties and start listing them one by one, so that everything is like all the same. And then I don't know if that does it, like afterwards you get sale after sale of the same item.
Well,
So
that is a fast way to get them listed, is to list similar items, because you can just keep doing sell similar, and most of your item specifics are already checked. So it does make it go faster, I think.
yeah, it's like, but other people, I remember some of them gets bored of, taking picture of
Right.
the same thing. I'm like, I want to just focus on one, like one category or something like that, and then
Right.
go to another one.
Yeah, it just depends on how you want to break up the monotony. Sometimes I'll buy a lot of something and think, oh, I'm just so sick of looking at this. I need to look at something else.
Yeah, that's true also. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true also. I bought like a bunch of buttons before.
Hmm.
because I try to like buy small stuff because I have a small I have a room for eBay, and then the garage, I converted that to like an eBay room with all this my items, and of course some shipping stuff. But yeah, I have to like always think of how will I store it.
Right.
So
And it's
small,
good that you're thinking about that.
yeah. So small
How
is
many,
always good for me.
oh, I'm sorry. How many items do you have listed?
Right now, let me see. Um, 1200.
Oh, good for you.
Yes. I don't remove things that I've already posted. I will I can't I will um like bring the prices down, but I usually don't remove anything because I already put my effort and
Yes.
list.
Your time is invested. So
Mhm.
there is a fine line that we walk of like, okay, this has been out there 4 years, it's still there, but it could sell. So yesterday I sold something I'd had for almost 2 years. It was a wig, new in the box. I got a whole bunch of them at estate sale 2 years ago, and it was high quality, and I just had to wait for the right person.
Yeah.
And it sold for $90, and I only paid 20 for it. So, I'd already done the work, and I do like selling wigs because I like styling the hair and making it look pretty, and that's a fun product for me
Yeah.
list, which there are some of those in that box with the lingerie. So I got all kinds of stuff in there, but yeah, and then you're just, oh, I'm so sick of looking at this, and then magically it sells, and people will put that on the money making Mondays. They'll be like, yeah, I had this thing 3 years and it finally
Yeah.
sold. Don't ever give up. You've already done the work.
That's true. That's true. It's like I even remember um buying this candle. Candle you supposed to smell good, right? This
Right.
candle smells like skunk.
The skunk candle. See,
Yeah.
that's a gift you give to a coworker you don't like.
So I'm like, oh, I remember Suzanne said weird cells.
Yeah, yeah.
I always like, I remember Suzanne said those
But
things.
not if it's gonna stink up your house.
No, I put it in a really like Ziploc bag and make
Okay.
so I'm like looking at it and then smelling. It's like, why did I buy this? I keep on like, why did I buy this? It's like, and then afterwards, maybe it took a year to get sold, but it got sold. I'm like, see, somebody wants a skunk candle.
That's funny. So you still have it?
No, somebody bought it
Oh,
already.
somebody bought it. And how much
Yeah.
did you sell it for? Do you
Oh,
remember?
I can't remember, but I just took whatever just to get it out.
Yeah, you just like, yes, you can have that for
And
four
I,
dollars. I don't care.
because I usually bundle when I buy things. So I'm sure it was just like really like so cheap. Well, like yeah, it's like you can take. I'm like,
But there's all these joke candles out there now. One company I think is called Whiskey River Candles, and um, some of them are just really horrible, and some of them are just so funny. Like, oh, this smells like the middle child, the overlooked, ignored one, or this smells like I'm going to drink wine tonight, or they're just weird, gross things that I wouldn't be surprised if there really was a skunk candle. But you're saying that wasn't the name of it, it just smelled like that.
no, it just smells like that. It was like animal forms, like a bunny, uh,
Oh, okay.
those things. But when you smell it, it's like, oh geez, it's like this smell. And I even put in my description, it smells like skunk.
Oh, that's so funny. I bet somebody bought it as a joke.
Might be.
or for or for like somebody they don't like. I have
Yeah.
to, or like a white elephant gift, at one of those parties where, somebody's gonna end up with it. I love that.
Yeah. I
who,
was
who
surprised
knew?
to get rid of it. Yeah.
Who knew we'd go from talking about classy, elegant mahjong sets to skunk candles?
It's like the sky is the limit.
That's right.
So also the cross stitch kit thingy.
Right.
Yes. Um I saw, oh, this one was from a yard sale, and she has this bag of cross stitch stuff, and there was one that's sealed, dimensions, the moonlight scaler, um and so I asked her, it's like, how much is the bag? And she said $20. I'm like, I just want this unopened one. And like, okay, take it for $10. I'm like, it's still expensive. How about $5? She said, you can have it for $7. It's like, I still feel like it was high because of course I don't comp it when I'm
Right.
getting stuff. So I got that one. I went to my car and comp it, and it's like it's sells for 100 something dollars.
Oh.
So I went back to that garage sale again. I
Uh-huh.
asked for the bag, and she said, just give me $10. So I gave her $10 because I know already that it's like, okay, even it's $20, I'm still gonna make money just for the first one that I got.
Right.
And then I went through everything, and there was another one, the same set, but it's open. So the open one I sold for $70, and the one that was still sealed I sold for 110.
You're just doing amazing.
And it's like, oh geez, it's just so funny. I'm like, because I always like, you, for me, you make money from the buy.
Yes, you
So
make
I
money when you buy.
I always like try to like, that's why I usually do a bundle so it will go down as much as I can.
Right.
So yeah, that was a fun one. Though I think that was my latest one that it got sold for 110. So I'm so happy with that return of
Yes,
investment.
congratulations. That's wonderful.
Then um so I usually nowadays I usually go to yard sale more than estate sale, because
Okay.
one here I think they price it really high. The one that I used to go a lot, she does like second day 50%, third day 75%. I go when it's 75%.
Okay.
But now she put it higher. Her prices are higher, so it's like, plus of course my work, it wasn't jiving with her the day that she does this, the sale, the 75% off. She usually do it on Mondays, which that's my work day, so it's I'm not being able to go there. But
Okay.
that one was a good one also. I was able to get a whole room of, um I don't know if you heard about Beady Babies. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, American Doll.
Oh, Bitty Babies.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Bity.
uh it's like Bitty.
Okay, so I thought you might have said Beanie Babies,
Oh
which
no,
no, those are kind of no, not worth much.
no, so
Okay,
this
so
is
it's a doll.
yeah, but these are like, she has a whole room of the clothes,
Okay.
but no doll. So they are like, yeah, it was so interesting. It's like, so I went to that room and I saw Beady Baby clothes and American Girl clothes. So I didn't buy anything from that room. I bought something else from the other room, and I messaged her. I'm interested in getting the whole room of the American Girl clothes. And then she messaged me back after the sale. It's like, okay, it's like, you can have it. My main reason of getting it was I saw that American Girl clothes were selling. I didn't know about Beady Baby's clothes that time. And then I went back and got the whole room for maybe 2 grand, two
Oh,
thousand.
wow.
But it was a lot. the room was filled with clothes. I don't know why. And I just like, okay. So I paid for everything and then brought it home. It filled our garage and my husband's. So I showed it to my husband and he said, so I said, this is money. And he said, it's like, that's a lot of work. I was like, I don't care about work. But it was like, when I was looking at it and comping it, these were like the Beady Baby clothes were like just one set or anything like that goes to from $20 to $100.
Okay.
And she has like the old clothes. So sometimes like if it's like a set, I had to like do a research and just put everything like on a set, like can like some of it sold like $80, and then again some people do lots, so it really like i I had like waking up with a sale of like $100 of like different sets of Beanie Babies clothes, and the American Girl clothes also, but it was more on those Beanie Babies clothes that was like it was a good investment.
So
So
were the sets already put together or did you have to figure that out?
so the funny thing is what they did, because there's a girl and a boy, so they do a set of that one.
Okay.
What I did is separate them. So if I bought that set, the girl and a boy set for like, of course it was 75% off already, like maybe for $10. So each one is like $5 investment and sold it for 30-40 bucks. That was really like, okay, that was really nice. But the clothes for the boys sells more than the girls.
Oh, okay. Probably because there's fewer of them.
Yeah, yeah. And I still have some left, but mostly for the American girls.
Okay.
So
Okay. Now, so you mentioned your husband. Is he on board with this eBay business?
he's more on like, I'll take him and he likes something and then he wants to keep it. So now
Oh, somebody else just said that that was on the podcast that their husband just wants to buy stuff for himself. It
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
really help with the treasure hunting too much.
yeah, I know. It's so sometimes I take him with me, and if he likes it, it's like that's your. I'll tell him I'll get it for you. That's our anniversary gift for you. That's my gift for you.
Okay.
It's like,
Well, I guess if he's going along to keep you company and carry things and unload things and be moral support, that's good.
yeah, there was a time that again after the pandemic he didn't have work, and so I told him, okay, I'll get another job. You have to take care of eBay. You have to do the you have I'll do the listing when I'm off, but you have to do the shipping, those things. And I didn't like it. It feels like I'm giving up my baby. I'm like, I was like, I was like working and I'm scared that's like he didn't pack it right.
Okay. Okay. So it's kind of like you're not great at delegating. I'm the same way. I'm too detail oriented. I don't want anybody touching my eBay business. I do it the way I do it, and I've been doing it so long that it's just um what's the word I'm looking for? It's just like my intuition. I just know how to do
Yeah,
it. I don't have
yeah,
to explain this to anybody.
yes, that,
And it just comes naturally.
yeah,
So I feel you on that. I'm not real good at delegating things that require a lot of attention to detail because I am
ye-
very picky. And
yes,
my daughter worked for me for a while, and she was just like, Mom, you're just too picky. It doesn't matter. And I'm like, yes, it does. It does matter. She's like, it'll sell without doing that. And I'm like, I know, but I want to do it that way.
yeah. Even sometimes when I take picture of stuff, it's like it doesn't. that's not how I want it to show. So I redo it again or something like that. I know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I understand the perfectionist tendencies, but then again, it's just eBay. You know, it's not going in the Smithsonian as art or anything. Um, but it's a time issue. So
Yeah,
you can't be too perfectionist and too detail oriented, or you'll never get anything listed.
exactly. I always have to remind myself what you're saying. It's like, oh, okay. Like Suzanne said, it's like I need to like list it, just list it.
Right. And you can always go back and tweak it later. And like you said on the photos, they're not right. I do a lot of photo editing now. I don't worry about, I try to get as good of lighting as I can.
Yeah.
And if it's sometimes like the reds and the purples don't come out right. So I just use photo editor tools with the color sliders instead of trying to, okay, I'm going to retake that in different light. No, I'll just fix it, with technology, which is
Yes.
a lot faster than having to go and set up the shot again and retake the picture. So um, everything just evolves with this business. It just
Yeah.
keeps evolving, and you have to find the tools and the processes that are the most time efficient.
Yeah. I'm really thankful for the technology now. Like it's just editing it and the AI. It
Mm-hmm.
helped
Do
make
you
it.
use the AI on eBay for writing the description?
No, I tried that. No.
Everybody says the same thing. I
I
tried it and it was ridiculous.
yes, I tried it and like no. It's not.
Like nobody would say that. Nobody would search for that, what they come up with. So,
Yeah, and it felt like it took me longer because
right.
I will edit what the AI put in there because I don't like how it goes.
I know AI is not useful if you have to correct it.
Yeah. So it says no, that's more time consuming for me.
Right. Yeah. I think their intentions are good with giving us that option,
Yeah.
but it's just not realistic. It comes out sounding like something out of a magazine that someone's just writing words to fill up the page. Like
Yes.
it's relevant.
And it's the same thing, like from one item to another. It's
Right.
I'm like, no, that's not no.
Yeah, that doesn't work for me. Oh well, we're smarter than AI. That's why it's artificial intelligent. It's not real.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay, well, we've been going for about an hour here.
no.
Do you
That's
have any final words for the listeners?
oh my. I I think it's more on like just think of this as your own journey. It's not anybody's journey. It's like reselling. It, it's be you have to be good to yourself. Like just think of it if it's making you having it enjoy it more, it's good for you. Don't think of like, oh, somebody else is like making this amount of money. It's like just think of this as like an enjoying thing for you. It's not what do you call, I can't remember the word. It's not a race. Or
Yes.
if you're going to do a race with yourself, not with
Right. Just be
somebody else.
better than you were yesterday. Don't
Exactly.
don't compare yourself with other sellers. It's very hard not to. But
Yeah.
you don't know what that person has going on. Like social media, people only let you see what they want you to see.
Yeah.
So you don't know the full story of anybody. Just keep improving yourself, because that's really the only thing you can control is yourself.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah,
So
I see that. Yeah. And like Marie Kondo, if it doesn't bring you joy, don't do it.
yes, yes. This is eBay is really for me it's my joy. It's the time that I can relax. Just be with myself because of course my work is more on giving to others. This is giving back to me.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Make yourself important.
Yeah. So,
Very good. Now, what are you up to this afternoon?
well, it's January again. It's tax season,
Yes.
so I have to go through with last year's book, and because I always have everything that got sold, what are the expenses, and it does really help with taxes to like put all your expenses, especially that I have this in my W2. It helps bring down our taxes. So
Right.
to like make sure that I go through each month all the expenses. So yeah, so that's what
Well,
I'm
I
doing.
know I can tell that you're not looking forward to that, but I give you a gold star for doing it now in January. Good for you for getting it out of the way in January.
Yeah, it's like I just have to make sure all the expenses goes there, because again, it helps a lot for us to like lessen the taxes. So
Do you have a big pile of stuff to be listed?
I try not to, but still like I try as much as possible to like whatever I bring in that I take care of it. But yeah, not a much pile. It's
Is all that doll clothing you bought, is that all listed?
oh no, no, I didn't buy dog clothing.
Oh, the bitty baby clothing.
Oh, that was like it's gone. It's
Oh, that was a long time ago.
yeah,
Okay.
that was a long time ago. Now it's like it's more on like DVDs. Like I buy for your consideration DVDs.
Okay.
So again, so mainly that's it. I try to like just buy what's easy to list and easy to store.
Right. Okay. Well, I just had visions of all this doll clothing piled up in your garage, thinking it was still there, but no, you've already worked through it. So good for you.
Yes, yes, and I'm a very it doesn't look like organized, but I try to put everything in the right places, because one thing that I don't want is like not finding
Right.
it that got sold. It just drive me nuts. Like I'm like thinking they got sold before, and then it's like I didn't remove it or it got listed again. That that makes me nuts.
I understand. Okay. Well, I'll let you go and get to your work. And thanks again for coming on and rescheduling. And I hope things improve out there for you.
And for you guys too. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and it's so nice meeting you.
You too. It was great to meet you. Okay. I'll see you on the Facebook group.
Bye.
Bye.
Next week, my guest is Christine, who is also in California, and she does eBay part time alongside her full time job as a writer in the entertainment industry. She has some fun stories, so make sure to tune in for that episode. Thank you all again for supporting this podcast, and I hope you have a fantastic week on eBay. Bye, everybody.